In today's video, we're taking you to a Mexican pharmacy to purchase medication over the counter that would require a prescription in the United States. Coming up right after this. That's right. Today's video is all about Mexican pharmacies.
Farmacia. Ha, we finally figured out. It only took us a year to figure out how to say it correctly.
I know, I've been spelling it and saying it wrong for a year.
The biggest thing that you got to figure out when you first come to Mexico is which pharmacy to go to.
Which pharmacy?
Because they're everywhere. You have the small little local ones that are just like a mom and pop.
Yep.
Then you have basically the four big chains: Guadalajara, Similares, YZA, and Ahora.
I mean, in the areas we've been to so far.
Yes.
There are other chains as well. There's nationwide chains. There's regional chains. I think the key here is that you understand it's a chain. Typically, if it's a chain and you've seen the name repeatedly as you go through parts of Mexico, it's probably going to be a pharmacy that you can trust.
Or you see Dr. Simi.
Oh, you see Dr. Simi.
Yeah.
Love him.
he's just dancing in front of all of them. And normally you can pretty much tell when it's a Similares because A, they tend to like the music.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll either have the blow up of Dr. Simi, or sometimes we've seen in costume the live Dr. Simi out there.
Out there having a good time, always dancing.
Yep. So what's the difference, you ask?
Yeah. Okay, well, imagine this. Let's say that you have traveled to a tourist location. It could be Puerto Vallarta, it could be Cabo, it could be anywhere along the Riviera Maya.
Yep.
You're out on the street and you see placards on the street or people standing out there holding signs.
Or even trying to get you to come in because they tend to be, if you're talking about the tourists, that's the third type of the farmacias. They try to get you...
Wait. Third type?
Yeah, there's three. There's the local mom and pops. Then there's the chains.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He's right.
And then there is the tourist farmacias. And normally they're easy to spot because they have a lot of English. They normally are going to say pharmacy instead of farmacia. They're going to have a window splash that's going to list a lot of what they have in inventory and
a lot of what they have in inventory is going to be for male enhancement. Just saying.
Anyway. But they also do a lot of the things that are in high demand in the U.S. And required prescriptions that you have to go through and play all the games to get that you can just walk in. There's a couple of things that are different, though, just from the regular chains. Because there are some things you can get at a tourist pharmacy that are not available at the chains. Without a prescription or a receta.
And the reason is they're bending the law.
Yes.
They're bending the law.
Yes.
So you may have seen in the news, perhaps, or have read about the U.S. doing an investigation on counterfeit medication and cartel activity. Well, yes, those things happen. And most of the pharmacies that they did their little private investigation on tend to be tourist pharmacies and at times individual mom and pop type pharmacies in tourist locations. And the medicines that were being purchased were sometimes
tainted.
Either tainted with dangerous things like fentanyl,
or
they were just placebos.
Yep.
They weren't even authentic.
Yep.
But you could walk in and you could buy Oxy. Or you could buy something else.
Well, something as simple as an antibiotic.
An anticoagulant.
You know, here in Mexico, they don't want to have a explosion of a germ that has become, let's say, protected or enhanced because
Well, superbugs.
superbugs because of people misusing the.
Antibiotics.
Thank you.
Yes.
That
So
word just went.
here's an example. I'm sure you have heard of MRSA. That stands for methicillin-resistant Staph aureus. Staph aureus is everywhere in the world. It's all over your skin, and it typically doesn't cause you any harm. But if you were to get an infection with MRSA,
Well, I'm looking for it.
I know.
Oh,
But
okay.
see, if he had MRSA, we would have an issue because MRSA is a superbug. It is a form of Staph aureus that has grown to be resistant, not just against methicillin, but a lot of different antibiotics that are typically used to treat those infections. Mexico doesn't want that happening, you know.
And
So-
that's an intelligent
yeah.
decision.
Yeah, because once you have, let's say it's E. coli. Once you have E. coli that's resistant to multiple typical antibiotics that are used to treat E. coli,
Oh boy,
now you got a problem.
big
I
problem.
mean, E. coli infections, even in a urinary tract infection, can lead to septicemia and death. So,
And we found this out because we had wanted to get, after we did our lab tests, Gina had a little bit of a high level of one thing, and normally that is treated with an antibiotic.
Cipro to be precise.
Cipro to be precise.
500 milligrams twice a day for 7 to 10 days.
So we go to the similares, ask for the Cipro. Receta, por favor. Necesito una receta.
Yeah, let's
You know, and so, yes, that one actually requires a prescription. Now,
We didn't know that though.
we did not know that, and and the reason that we actually even asked is because we purchased Cipro at a tourist pharmacy in Tulum.
Right here.
So fortunately, we did have some Cipro.
We had this, it's a few years old, but Cipro lasts it's got a long shelf life. It wasn't enough to treat a urinary tract infection though. It was about half of what was actually needed. I was a little bit surprised because we literally bought this right off one of those tourist pharmacies, walked right in off the street, no problem. They sold this bottle of 28 tablets, 500 milligram dosages, 500 pesos.
Yep.
Now, that seems like a lot when you find out that in a resident pharmacy, it's 1/3 that
Yes.
cost. 1/3. This was 3 times higher because it's a tourist purchase.
And technically, you're supposed to have the prescription.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
sort of going, don't ask, don't tell, here it is.
No.
But the weird part is they actually list it on the window placard as being able to get Cipro there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you can. It's just, apparently this has always been the law. Mexico has always required a prescription to get an antibiotic. But, hello, Riviera Maya.
now, to be honest, you probably could walk into the doc in the box next door to like a Similares,
Right?
get your receipt, you know, your receta, your prescription, and turn right around. And with the normal cost of that antibiotic, and including what you would pay to go see the doctor right next door, you're probably going to come out less than the 500 pesos
Right.
that we paid for that particular bottle.
Right. And a lot of these pharmacies have the consultorio, I think,
See,
right next door.
in the tourist pharmacy, you can normally pretty much tell them, A, because of the English, B, because of the fact they're not only are they selling the pharmacy part of it,
Oh,
but they're
goodness.
going to have liquor, they're going to have all sorts of
Tequila tastings.
yes, and half the store is going to be souvenirs, you know, for T-shirts and stuff like that.
Perfume.
Yep.
I mean, just,
You know, so
it looks like a mini mart. And
Yes.
then on the back wall or the side wall is the pharmacy part. That's a tourist pharmacy. And again, Also in the news not that long ago, Mexico did a sting because of the investigation in the United States and the pressure that they were feeling. Mexico did a sting on Riviera Maya pharmacies that were doing this, and they shuttered.
Yes.
I think like a dozen,
Yeah.
maybe 24 pharmacies.
So you have that going on. The mom and pops, we honestly cannot attest to a mom and pop because we have stuck to the chains. And quite honestly, we have purchased from Guadalajara, we have purchased from YZA, and we have purchased from Similares.
We've also purchased from pharmacies within grocery stores.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't recommend you do that. Don't recommend it.
Not if you like your money.
I mean, well, and it may have just been
That particular one,
that
whatever,
particular
but
one, wrong place, wrong time, wrong product. Maybe that's all they had in inventory. But I paid like, I don't even know, 8 times more than I
Yes.
should have because it was name brand and on and on. So we stick to chain pharmacies.
Yeah, and quite honestly, we have found ourselves really going to and looking for Similares.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just sort of become our go-to. Not that we're getting anything from Similares about that.
Nope.
But Dr. Simi takes care of us, and the people have been great. The other thing you're going to find out is that you're going to get them in boxes. There is no, we're not going to prescribe you, you take 2 of these a day for 7 days, so you're going to have 14 pills in the box or a bottle. Nope.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things you need to be aware of. You need to know what dosage you're supposed to take.
Frequency.
There is chance that you will not find your exact dosage. So then you got to start doing some mental math. How many of these should I take a day? How many days in a row should I skip a day just in case? Things like that.
Do I need to cut them in half?
Yes.
I mean.
Yes, because they're going to come in boxes quite like this. Like this. Like this. They're in blister packs.
Yes.
And your choices in dosage levels is going to be somewhat limited.
Not somewhat, very limited.
And you're literally, if you need 30 days worth, like here's, I think this one has 20 tablets. Well, if you take this dosage and you need 30 days worth, you obviously need to buy 2 boxes, right?
Now, to keep this in mind, I went in and asked for a box.
A box. A box.
A box. Hola, buenas tardes. Necesito Robaxin, por favor. Robaxin. Para. Muslo.
Tableta.
Sí. Perfecto.
1.59 y tengo una oferta de 3 por 159. 3.
Ah,
3 boxes.
sí.
Mucho.
Sí. Gracias.
Are we having a special?
Yeah.
Bueno. Gracias.
It was 120 pesos for one and 159 pesos for 3.
Wow.
Doesn't take much to figure that out.
Wow. Literally.
So
So 3 of them was like
yeah. That was
55 pesos each.
yes.
Dang.
They had a sale.
It was cheaper to buy 3 than it would have been to
Buy 2.
buy 2.
Yes.
It was literally less. Think about that for a minute. He could have bought 2 And he would have spent more money out of pocket in that moment in time than it was for him to buy 3. That's insane.
It is.
And I only wanted to buy 2 bottles of diclofenac. But guess what? They had a special going on. So I got 4. It was less expensive to buy 4.
You know,
We've also heard they have Inapalm discounts at similares. And they have specials like on certain days of the week. There's like % off and coupons and I don't even know what.
oh my God.
We literally got 3 months plus of medication. And it cost us 400 pesos. Remember this?
Do that math in your brain real quick.
This Cipro was 500 at the pharmacy in Riviera Maya, at a tourist pharmacy. We got 3 months of authentic medication that every one of these requires a prescription in the United States. These are all over the counter. 3 months worth, 400 pesos.
Now, if you really want to pay, you can buy it at the airport pharmacy.
Ooh. Well,
And we won't go into the long story of what happened, but
I mean,
I needed a strong pain med for kidney stones, and we were about to get on a flight from from Cozumel to Charlotte. And so I got the strongest that they had is basically Tramadol
Tramadol.
at the airport pharmacy. And if memory serves me right, that was 500 pesos?
Yes.
499 pesos
Yes.
for Tramadol.
Now that, again, that's overpriced, but if he had bought this in the United States, probably would have cost us the same.
Well,
Or with a copay. Or more.
And then I got to pay a doctor to go see him
That's
because
right.
this does not come, So there's a lot of things that people, while they're down here on vacation, will purchase. Some of those things are, things like the ivermectin. There's people that believe in that and go, you know what, I can get it down here and it's a whole lot cheaper.
Right.
They'll buy the ED drugs. They will buy, some of them get antibiotics. Some of them get the anticoagulants. But things that are extremely expensive in the States, they can purchase down here. And just like Gina's maintenance medications, 30 bucks and 3 months worth. Think about that for a second. Some of us had insurance policies where we got those for free, but you're paying the insurance policy.
Right.
So, nothing's ever free.
You need a prescription from your doctor that requires a visit and a payment. And then you have an insurance policy that you're paying out every month. We bought 3 months worth of medicine for the 2 of us for 400 pesos.
Yeah. So it's something to keep in mind. There's the different types of pharmacies and everything else. We've had great success so far. I don't think we've encountered anything that's made us even the least bit leery.
No, I would just say, honestly, if you're coming into Mexico, just be very leery about the tourist pharmacies. I'm not going to slam them completely. They are providing a service, but they do bend the rules. And if they're bending the rules on something as minor as an antibiotic, what other rules are they bending? What other hand is being greased there?
Yeah.
What other organization is involved in the way they run their business? You don't know.
Nor do you want to know.
You don't want to know. But I do trust the chains. These chains, and I'm not going to get into the politics of how they get their certifications, but they are monitored. Maybe not as stringent as you would hope. Who knows? We don't know.
Wow.
But they're chains. They're well known. People trust them. The locals use them. So that's where we go.
And that's where they're making the majority of their money, and they do not want to stop making money. I
No,
mean, it all ends
no.
up being about the peso one way or another. And so,
Yes.
you know, one of them is going, you know, we'll take a smaller cut, but we're going to, you know, the Walmart method of let's keep it cheap and sell a boatload of them. And the tourist pharmacy is doing let's grease each one of those. So,
Right. I mean, so really the entire purpose of this video was just to show you there is a difference
Yes.
between tourist pharmacy and resident pharmacy. And you will save a boatload of money with resident pharmacies, but they do have regulations that they are required to meet, such as the antibiotic requiring and prescription.
right. So if you do want something like a Cipro, you may, and you want to bend the rules, don't want to have to go see the doctor, you may have to go to
The tourist
pharmacy. But if you're coming down to Mexico and you're needing maintenance medications and things like that, it really behooves you to find some place like a Similares and walk in and go, I can get this,
Right.
and you can check online with most of the chain pharmacies and
Yes.
see what they do
Yes.
keep in stock
If
and what
you-
the prices are.
If you use, if you don't know the name of your medication in Spanish, honestly, use Google Translate, type in your meds, copy the Spanish translation, and take it straight over into the search field at sites like Farmacia Guadalajara,
See?
Pharmacias Similares, and then of course there's YZA, Ahora. They all have a search engine on their page to let you know if they carry it and in what delivery method they carry it. They may have liquid suspension, they may have injection, or they have tabletas.
And all of those, and they'll give you the different dosages they carry, because some meds, you know, come in a variety of different dosage.
Yep.
And so you'll be able to go, oh, they only carry, you know, a 100 milligram tablet, and I take a 50 milligram tablet. Well, you know, then, okay, do you have a pill splitter, you know, if it's a tableta. So all of those things are things that you can do your homework on if you're coming down, and you can find out what you need to do and what you can and cannot get with a prescription and how you're going to be able to get it.
Now, I did notice between two sites in particular, Farmacia Similares doesn't typically tell you you need a prescription for this medication. They will for some of the higher narcotic type drugs, but like for most of the time they don't say anything. Like they didn't say they needed a prescription for Cipro, for example. But if you go to Farmacia Guadalajara's website, they tell you on just about everything they list that a prescription is required, even though it may not be.
So basically, I think what you're saying is if you want to find out if you need a prescription or not, the Guadalajara, Farmacia Guadalajara, it would be the good site to go to because they're going to let you know if you need a Receta or not.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then you can do your shopping.
Yeah, you can compare prices.
Yep.
They are different. They'll even tell you that their prices may vary by region. But
And they don't always tell you on there what the current sale is going on. So
yeah, I don't know. And then you walk up and you're just surprised, and you're like, "Oh, look, it's my birthday today."
Yep. So take it as what it's worth, and hopefully this is giving you some clarification as to what transpires in a Mexican farmacia.
Yeah.
And you know that if you're coming down and you want to get your meds, this will give you a good starting spot.
That's right. So we hope you found that helpful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel because it's really helping us grow. Until next time, we are Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a plan.
Remember, we're doing it.
You can too. And there's some videos somewhere up there that you might want to check out.
There and there.
Are they really?
There and there.